Hi, it's Kevin with Patient.dev, and we're going to continue our series on common myths about the FHIR APIs. Now, one of the myths you may run into is that some people believe that a health system will never let my patient app connect, that for some reason health systems are going to block access to patients, and the fact is that health systems have to let your patient app connect. This may be somewhat foreign to people in healthcare, but basically because of a law called 21st Century Cures, which was passed in 2016, patients have the right to access their data through APIs. Now, before 21st Century Cures, um, basically the ways of accessing um, patients accessing their data was to go to medical records or do a medical records request, which could take up to 30 days to complete and not be in a computable API type form. Or the patient could go to their patient portal and look around and try to figure out what was going on there. But it was really hard for someone to develop an app. What 21st Century Cures did is much like the fall of the Berlin Wall. You had the data on one side and the patients on this side. It took down this barrier, letting data flow between an electronic health record in a health system and a patient accessing it through APIs. Now, if you go to congress.gov, there are two parts of 21st Century Cures that are applicable to anyone making patient facing health apps right now, and that is section 4002 and 4004. So, in section 4002, which is enhancements to certification, which is about how electronic health records become certified as electronic health records in the United States, says that a condition of certification requirement was placed on it. And it said that no later than 1 year after the enactment of 21st Century Cures Act, which was December 2016, so by now, by the time you're listening to this, the Secretary, through notice and comment rulemaking, shall require, as a condition of certification, and maintenance of certification, i.e., that if you're going to be certified as an electronic health record or maintain that certification, that the electronic health record creator has to publish application programming interfaces. So in the law itself, it talks about APIs, which is kind of astounding. So to be certified or maintain your certification as an electronic health record, you have to publish application programming interfaces that allow health information from such technology to be accessed, exchanged, and used without special effort through the use of APIs or successor technology, as provided for under applicable law, which would be like, if there's some exclusion in HIPAA or whatnot. And this is going to include providing access to all data elements of a patient's electronic health record. Did you catch that? It said all data elements of a patient's electronic health record to the extent permissible under applicable privacy laws. And so inside of 21st Century Cures, there's section 4002, which says if you are an electronic health record, you need to have APIs which allow patients to access all data elements. Furthermore, in section 4004, there was something that was created, a term called information blocking. Now, in general, information blocking is a practice that is except as required by law or specified by the secretary, which is the person who runs Medicare or Health and Human Services, HHS. So except as required by law and pursuant to rulemaking, data information blocking is the practice that is likely to interfere with, prevent, or materially discourage access, exchange, or use of electronic health information. So this practice applies to different entities, and it is a practice that restricts authorized access, exchange, or use under applicable state or federal law, including transitions between certified electronic health technologies. So that's mainly for health systems that are looking to change EHR vendor from one of the big EHR vendors to another. So data blocking includes if the electronic health record vendor doesn't include a way to get data out to migrate to another electronic health record. By implementing health technology, information technology in non-standard ways that are likely to substantially increase the complexity or burden of accessing, exchanging, or using an electronic health record, and implementing health information technology in ways that are likely to restrict the access, exchange, or use of electronic health information with respect to exporting complete information sets or in transition in between health information technology systems, or that lead to fraud, waste, or abuse, or impede innovation and advancements in health information access, exchange, and use. So information blocking is very broad, right? It essentially says that all electronic health information should be accessible so that people can migrate electronic health records as well as patients can access it for themselves. If you're caught information blocking in the penalty section of 21st Century Cures 4004, that if you are information blocking and you're a developer, like an EHR vendor, it is $1 million per violation. For providers found information blocking, the Inspector General is going to refer them to the appropriate agency and be subject to appropriate disincentives, which at the time of this recording, the final rule is not out, so those are not 100% set forth. But taking a step back, for the myth that a health system will never let you connect your app, that is false, because of 21st Century Cures, which states that electronic health records need to have APIs, which are de facto the FHIR APIs, and that EHR vendors and providers, like doctors and health systems, cannot block access to these APIs for patients. So it is like the Berlin Wall, which previously had like Checkpoint Charlie, which was the medical records request and the patient portal, that the wall is actually coming down and that patients can directly access their medical data in real time. So that was another in our series of common myths about the FHIR APIs. Please check out the other movies and YouTube videos on patient.dev. Thanks.